All right, I want to thank y'all for tuning the video today. Today we have the Igla system installed on the 24 Limited. Okay guys, they came back. Randal from ModFX, Spring, Texas. I'll drop his information in the contacts below. There's very few installers that do this system in Texas. Y'all know TRX, Hellcats, any of the most stolen vehicles, Igla's on it. It immobilizes it, no questions. They're not stealing your vehicle. They can break your window, you know, they can steal your stuff out of it, but the vehicle pretty much isn't going anywhere unless they get it on a tow truck. So anyway, got the system installed. I'm gonna turn this camera around. I'm gonna show y'all how it works. So let's get started on this. Okay, so got my key fob here. Walk up to the door just like you normally do. Slide your hand in, truck unlocks, everything opens. We're gonna get inside, okay? There's two systems on my truck. I have the Ford Perimeter Plus, which I have another video on how to install that, and I'll go over that here towards the end of this video, but I wanna kind of showcase the Igla today. All right, so I've got my key right here. I'm gonna put it on the dash. We know the truck's gonna start, right? Igla in this truck allows it to start, but immobilizes it. It has electronic shifting electronic shifter on the transmission. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start it up, just like normal. Let everything come up, okay? Now, what you're gonna notice is you're gonna push the brake, try to shift it. The shifter is fully electrical and it is immobilized with the Igla system. It will not go into gear. So until the truck is authenticated. Now when we talk about authenticated, that's what I'm gonna show y'all. There's a code that you have to enter. And I changed the code just so I'm gonna have a different code. But for the video, I wanted to actually be able to show it being entered into the steering wheel. So you can use the buttons over here, and you program the code that you want. And when you program it, you authenticate the vehicle, it's ready to roll. So let's do that. Set plus 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hear the 2 beeps. I'm now authenticated. I can drive the truck. Shift to reverse. You can go wherever you want to go. It's authenticated until the next vehicle starts. So if you shut it down, it's going to do it again. Okay. So I talked to a few installers that have done these systems, and they've got a couple customers that the trucks have already been tried to be stolen. They've broke the column shifter off, the steering column. They've done everything. They broke the window, tried to get the vehicle. They have not been successful to take the vehicle, okay? So what you want to do is you can change your PIN code. You've got a little card that'll come with your system. It tells you what you enter, how you do that. Once you change that PIN code, you're the only one that knows it. For me, it's a pretty simple process, so I don't mind doing it. I'll just do it every time I get in the truck for the most part. But there's going to be those questions is, what if you're going to take it in for service, okay? Do you have some options? Because you're going to give it to the dealer, you're going to let them work on it. Now, there's 2 things that I'm going to show y'all. There is a service mode that you can put this in and totally disable the system, which I don't recommend doing. Because if they boost the RFI signal from your dealer and they get this vehicle started, they can drive off with it, okay? There is another option that you have, and that's basically you get 2 wireless key fob remotes with the system. And you can actually attach that to this key fob. And if that Bluetooth remote is tied to this, then that system is bypassed. As soon as you get in, you don't have to enter a PIN code. You can start the truck, drive it as normal. So you can give the dealer one of those wireless Bluetooth key fobs that goes with this. The other thing is there's an encrypted app with Igla, which I haven't set up yet, but basically there's an app on your cell phone. And if that app is authenticated, then it will work and it will be able to start the vehicle every time you get in. You don't ever have to enter a code, okay? 2 pros and cons about that. The one thing I like about the wireless remotes is they're very short distance. They've got to almost be inside the truck for the Igla system to read it and for it to start, okay? And so with those 2 remotes, you pretty much got to be in the truck for me to start it. The thing that's a little bit different about the Bluetooth is it goes a little bit further distance. So if it picks it up in the vicinity of the truck or close enough that your Bluetooth would pick up, then it's going to bypass the system and the truck can start and it can drive off. So up to you on whatever decision you use on that. But I'm going to get out, I'm going to grab one of these remotes and show you how that access works. So let me get out and get that done and we'll get it videoed. Okay, so I'm in the truck. You can see I've got my key fob up there. But I'm also holding this little remote right here, okay? Like I said, you can put it on a little key ring, attach it to the remote if you're gonna give it in for service or something. Basically gives access. So we're gonna start the truck. And you can put it into gear. You can hear it authenticated, just letting you know. But if you have this in here, then the system is disabled. So for me, I'm more about not having the system disabled, and I really don't want this anywhere around my truck. And you know, unless it's going to go into a dealer or something, you can open these and remove the battery or put them in a Faraday pouch, whatever you want to do. But anyway, this authenticates it. Otherwise, again, we turn the truck off, we restart it, we're gonna have to enter that 4-digit code and go from there. So I'm gonna talk about that system tied with the Perimeter Plus system that I installed in Ford, which I have another video. You can go to my channel that actually shows the install of that Perimeter Plus system, which actually gives you some shock sensors and stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you how that works. And then there's another question I had a lot of people ask, well, you know, what if I'm hooked to my RV and we sleep in the RV overnight? Is that system going to keep the alarm going to keep going off all night? Got an answer for that. So stay tuned, and we'll show you those things. All right, so we covered the Igla system, how it immobilizes the truck, keeps it from getting stolen. But if somebody's vandalizing it, what are we going to do to help prevent that, right? So the thing I don't really like, and I think Ford should include that Perimeter Plus system in every vehicle. It's a Ford part number. It basically is going to help, you know, it's going to set the alarm off. If they tap on it, you know, they tap on the window, they break the glass, anything like that, it's going to set the alarm off. And so the minute that it does that, it's going to send you a notification on your Ford Pass app, okay? The sooner you send it, now, if they break the window and they get in there and they start disconnecting things, then, and if it doesn't set the alarm off, you don't get that notification, okay? So having this gets you a notification earlier. The other thing is the ECM has timeout parameters, which are basically to write keys. How long does it take for it to, you know, so if the alarm is set off, then there's a timeout parameter before a key can be programmed. So there's a lot of things going on in the background with these systems. The one thing I like about the Ford system is it works with the factory remote. You don't have to carry another remote around, you don't have to do anything, and that's why I like the Igla system, because it does its own thing separately too. So I can just primarily have this remote, just like I normally do, and go day to day and have everything protected. Okay, now, Perimeter Plus, I'll show y'all. You can see I've got a little LED that comes with the system from Ford. Okay, got that mounted in there. When I lock the door with my remote, or if I touch the handle right here and lock it, it's gonna arm it. You see we've got a solid red. We're gonna wait till it starts to blink. I think it's 20 seconds or something like that. Any day now. There it goes. Okay, so now we've got the flashing red light. So if somebody's gonna break into the truck, they can actually see there's an alarm on it. There's a flashing red light. That can help deter too. One of the things I like about it is, you tap on the door, you tap on the window, this truck's honking at you. And if you hit it a little bit harder, it's gonna set the alarm off. And so the minute it sets that alarm off, you're getting a notification. So that's a plus to have that system installed. And to disarm it, basically, same thing. You can either walk up to it, put your hand in the remote, or you can unlock it normally, and the alarm's disarmed. Doesn't do anything. Now, if you walk up to the truck and it gets 2 honks, and you get in here and the light's flashing, that means somebody has set the Perimeter Plus off, okay? So, just a few things you can do. The other thing is, I'm gonna need a flashlight to show y'all. Over on your fuse box, there's a code, there's a the little Ford card they give you with the vehicle. You're gonna need to scratch that code. You're gonna need to make sure that Ford card's not in here, because that's what they need. And then also get your permanent marker and scratch that code out on the BCM. It's gonna help, just one less thing that they can get access to. Okay, sorry I had to come in and patch this in. I forgot to talk about it, but let's say you're going to an RV park, right? And you don't want your truck going off. You don't want any alarms, horns, any of that stuff. And so when you get your Perimeter Plus, it's gonna come with this little book, little instruction book, and it tells you right here on top. I'm gonna have to read it while I do it, but basically it says turn the ignition key off, remove key within 15 seconds, open the driver's door, and then with 15 seconds, hit the unlock 3 times, and then the lock. And then your LED is gonna illuminate, and then it basically says that is turned off until the next ignition cycle. So the next time you start the truck and turn it off, it's gonna arm back automatically. Okay, so let me show y'all that process. I'm gonna turn it on because it says to turn it off, right? We're gonna open the door, which we've got done. We're gonna hit the unlock 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna hit the lock once. And it says that will illuminate for 20 seconds. The horn's gonna honk. Okay, so now no matter what I do, locking, unlocking, getting it out of the vehicle, this thing the shock sensor is disabled until the next time I start it and turn it off. And the other thing is, a lot of these are having, the tail lights are expensive because they got the bliss in them. So if you're running a hardtop cover, you're good. But if you're not running a hardtop cover, a lot of you will go, well, you lock your tailgate. You do, but if this cover's open, they're accessing the bolts from inside the bed to get the tailgate open. And y'all know these tail lights run about $2,200. And so that's another target that they're after. And if you look, I don't know if you can see in the lighting, basically got some tamper-proof screws in there. So just another level of security. And of course, at the end of the day, if somebody wants your vehicle, they're gonna get it, but you can definitely make it more difficult for them to get it, because it's definitely more difficult for us to get these vehicles these days too. So anyway, but just want to give y'all some ideas. Wanted to show y'all the Igla pin system. Want to give a shout out to Randal at ModFX Customs in Spring, Texas. I'm gonna drop his contact below. Guys, IGLA is the way to go if you want to protect your vehicle. It pretty much runs in the background and you don't even hardly notice it's there. It's very simple to use, and it does a lot more than what you see on the surface. So anyway, give those guys a holler. Thanks for watching the video today. If it helped you any, please hit that like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video.